Uh-huh. Well, good evening, C Ova. Can you hear me okay, C Ova?
Uh, yeah, I can hear you. Give me 1 second because I have the audio playing back. Okay. Okay. Oh, so you turned it on live. All right.
Yes,
It,
we're live. We are live.
oh my goodness. How are you?
Oh, okay, well, first of all, welcome everyone back to Womb Conversations. I want to say a warm welcome to all of my new supporters, and also I want to give a shout out to all of my continuing supporters. Thank you so much. So, oops, hold on. There we go. I had the echo. So, here we are. It's been a while since I have done the Boom Conversations due to my channel being on strike and whatnot. But here we are. And let's go over a reminder about what Womb Conversations is. So, first of all, the womb is the strongest, most flexible muscle of the female body and is connected to the universe. It is dynamic, beyond its common acknowledgement, and it is multi purposeful. For one, it is orgasmic. For two, it is healing. Number three, it can grow a placenta. And number four, it can grow a human. So, explaining the strength of the womb and us being here at Womb Conversations in the womb conversations are interviews with men, particularly black men, hosted by none other than Reigning Woman. These nurturing and empowering interviews are intended to have the interviewee, which is tonight C Ova, experience the freedom of expression and for a healthy exchange of masculine and feminine energy. Let me repeat, for a healthy exchange of masculine and feminine energy. So tonight, while we are interviewing C Ova is an observer of the manosphere and an absolute techie. We're going to get a little personal with the one. Some of you already know him, are familiar with him from Reg the Bad Guy's channel, to name a few other and a few other various chat rooms. So Silva is sometimes cool. He's oftentimes sarcastic, but he is always Silva. And I've had the pleasure over the course of the last few months to actually get acquainted with Silva, just like some of you, via the chat room, but also actually through some real time conversations and everything, and by me also being supportive of his channel, and by me also being a recipient of some of his services. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to get into it. Before we get started, let me give a shout out to the chat room. Little Rock was the first one in the chat room. It's so good to see you, Little Rock. Thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate you beyond more than what you can know. So thank you so much. And Brother Rob, yes, we are live. I'm so glad you feel welcome because you are definitely welcome. Thank you. Dominique B. Wow. It's good to see you, Dominique B. Let's see. He says, I'm at work, had to drive by to check on you. I appreciate that. All is well, Dominique. All is well, and it's good to see you. Thank you for dropping by just to show some love. And definitely, we will be running into each other between our channels and chat rooms. So have a good night at work, and thank you. Soul Provider, thank you once again. Also, Soul Provider for coming through. Also, if my mods, if you're not, well, Soul Provider, I believe you're my newest mod over here. So basically, this platform, the chat room, is to be as equal, equivalent, respectful to the panel as well as to each other in the chat room. I tolerate no disrespect or no jumping off topic all over the place trying to be distracting in any kind of way. So if anyone comes in trolling, you may give them, if they are a neutral, well, I don't know if you know a neutral, but if it's a light troll or whatever, as long as they're not being disrespectful, we can just give them a warning. But if anyone comes in with any disrespect, it's an instant timeout. If anyone says anything disrespectful at all about myself or regarding the panelist, the interviewee, it's an instant timeout. There are no questions asked. It's an instant timeout. And I'll probably block them going forward. So, also, let's see here. You're allowed to ask questions. Please ask questions in the chat room. I will be paying attention to the chat room as well. C Ova, I don't know if you want to be attentive to the chat room, but if not, that is
I'm always
okay.
watching. I'm always watching the chat room.
I'm always watching the chat room. Okay. So, and also we have DE Raptor. Thank you for coming. Good evening, DE Raptor. And last of our writers, Creed. Hey, love, just finished a loud some battery on E. Just wanted to drop a back for left. I appreciate that, last of our writers, Creed. Thank you so much. So, Siova. First of all, I want to acknowledge you for coming over. And are you okay with the music volume? Is it too high? Are you okay with it playing?
Oh, I don't even hear the music.
You don't hear the music?
Oh, I hear it. Oh, yeah, it's very low. That's fine. I hear it all the way in the background. It's cool.
Okay, cool. Hey, salute, Cool Gen 87. Thank you for coming through. So, first of all, I want to acknowledge you for coming over,
Absolutely.
giving me some of your time, and allowing me to be the first person to interview you for anything besides a job interview. That may
Absolutely.
seem
Thank
light
you.
to some people. Thank you. Thank you.
No, 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 no. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we're going to have so much fun during this interview. During this interview. So I'm familiar with you, like I said, from Reg The Bad Guy's channel, where I began to get familiar with you, first saw you. And really, when we did the Let's Go live stream where we
Oh yeah.
raised all kind of chat room donations, the chat room party for Rage the Bad Guy. And I know that.
Let's go.
Boy, can you hear this energy already? That's exactly how it started, though, right? Let's go. Oh my goodness. We're gonna get some let's go action definitely going tonight over here during this stream as well, because you're going to be sharing some information, some very helpful tips. And so here we go. So also I know that your channel is not really a channel to be personal or not much about news. Your channel seems to be strictly about technology, information regarding technology, marketing with it, and SEO, things of that nature. Am I right?
Absolutely.
So it is a privilege to have you to allow me to get a little personal with you. And we won't get, too deep into anything, but definitely just to have that privilege, knowing that this is not what you came here for, I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what brought you? The first thing I want to ask you is what brought you to YouTube? Not doing content creation, but what brought you to YouTube, period?
Well, my time on YouTube goes back to when it first started. When YouTube was just this weird, strange site where people were just like uploading different videos and just different types of content. Because majority of the internet online content that I consumed was on another website called eBombs World, where
Mm-hmm.
people just uploaded crazy videos like police dash cam videos, just all kinds of crazy stuff like that. New Bombs World, Newgrounds.com. These were the websites that I frequented a lot. Then when YouTube came on, I didn't really know what it was. It was around like 2006, I believe. I didn't really know what YouTube was, and then I started watching, and of course, everyone watched the fight videos, the music videos, and then I liked the Star Wars lightsaber videos that a lot of YouTube content creators were doing. So my first actual video that I uploaded to YouTube was around, I think it was 2008. So, and even before then, I actually was making my own content because I learned how to video edit
Hmm.
using Windows Movie Maker.
Really?
Yeah. So I taught myself how to edit on Windows Movie Maker because while I was in high school, since I like anime and games and all types of stuff like that, what was really popular and what still is popular to this day is called AMVs, like animated music videos. And simply put, animated music videos just some anime that you cut, chop up, put with some music, add some transitions and effects, and there you go. And practicing that, making those different AMVs using video game trailers and clips from anime, I taught myself how to edit in Windows Movie Maker. So when I was gifted with the opportunity for a special project that we did in Manhattan, because I'm from New York, of course, and for public broadcasting, we had I was able to be a part of a group of young teenagers, and we had a show on MNN, MNN, public broadcasting, and we had a grant to use Final Cut Pro. We had all these Macs and all this camera equipment, lighting equipment, things like this. So I took my ability to edit videos on Windows Movie Maker, and I just applied that to Final Cut Pro. And eventually, when I started doing other jobs, other gigs, I did a little trailer on my own little project, and that project was sort of like a 2 minute teaser trailer for sort
Hmm.
of like an online documentary that I thought I was going to make about obesity in America. And it was actually edited really nice. And that was actually the first video that I uploaded on YouTube. So it wasn't even a tech video.
Wow. And that was how long ago?
That was in 2008.
Wow. So you were in high school then, you said, right?
Oh no. When I graduated, I I did 1 year. No, I took 1 year off. Then I did 1 year in college, and then after that, I was just working in the field. So the job that I had was pretty much teaching, helping my mentor, who's a computer teacher, helping with his classes, teaching classes in Adobe Photoshop, because I taught myself how to use Photoshop as well. So I would go around with him teaching classes at different locations, teaching classes how to edit using Final Cut Pro, how to use the camera equipment, the lighting equipment, the sound equipment, various
Really?
multimedia. Yeah, various forms of multimedia.
Self-taught. So you
Absolutely.
basically say you developed a trade, a profitable skill set, especially for this era, which is definitely a long term. We're not going to leave the technology era. I mean, I don't even know when, if ever, we'll leave the technology era. So you've developed a skill set without finishing college that can pay you for life, really, no matter where you go. Like you can go anywhere with these skills.
Absolutely.
So you
I was
save
polishing
tons
off
of
the
money.
skill set. Sorry.
So you save tons of money on the college degree.
For going to school for like multimedia, yeah. Because initially I went to college for advertising and digital media. digital
Mm-hmm.
marketing. But my, my skill set, like I had the artistic ability, I do have it, but my skill set was more into sort of like creating content and editing, and it wasn't so much into just digital art, even though I did go to school for digital art where I learned how to pretty much create digital art. So I have that skill set as well, along with dealing with multimedia.
I see. Talk to me about this C Ova moniker. What does C Ova stand for?
It stands for absolutely nothing.
What?
Like most, see, the thing is that when I have these names online, people have asked me like, "What does that mean?" Right? Like another name that I have online is Remo. Like, what does that mean? I said it means nothing. It's literally something that popped into my head. Literally. See, when let's see, going back to like, yeah. let me tell you why. So 2012, 2013, and I was never a person of the internet. Let me just say this right now. I had to learn what LOL means. And people told me LOL, I was like, what the hell is LOL? What does that mean? So when it came to Instagram, Instagram was often popping. And then I looked at, I was like, oh, this is cool. What's it called? Instagram. Well, all right. What you do? How do you use it? Well, you share pictures and stuff like that. All right, cool. So I made an Instagram name. I was like, man, I don't have any idea for a name. Well, let me use the initial of my first name, and then I'll figure out the rest. So I was like, see what? What am I going to figure? What am I going to think about? And you thought my name was going to be all deep.
What?
So I said, you know what? And then the Jay-Z thing popped into my head. So I said, you know what? Let me just put over. So I just put C over.
Wait, so C is your first initial of your real name, right?
Yes.
And then and then you just grab the over from thinking about Jay Z saying, what does he say?
Hova.
Jay
Hova.
Ho, and you just really.
Yeah. It wasn't that much. There wasn't that much thinking that went into it.
I can't believe this. I was really thinking it was going to be something. I was waiting. I was thinking it was going to be something deep.
No. What I try to tell people sometimes, the well for me isn't that deep as you think it is.
Well, entertain us more, I shall say. So, give me a little bit. I'd like to get a little bit of your growing up history, your background history of your family life. Are you by any chance, from a two-parent home?
Yes.
Awesome. And are you an only child?
Absolutely not.
You are?
I am. I have a twin and a little brother.
You have a twin,
Yes.
identical twin?
Fraternal.
Really?
Absolutely.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
So there's another C over running around here. Lord have mercy.
Uh, in theory, yes.
Help us. Are
In theory.
they, in theory, are they on YouTube?
No, no, no.
Peace, Saranisu. Okay, interesting. So you were brought up in a two-parent home,
Yes.
and how does that impact, or how does that affect how you see things now with the way our society seems to be going, where there seems to be less people talking about marriage. Not that no one is, but it seems to be less people talking about marriage and staying together long term. Like how? First of all, I don't mind. Do you mind sharing how old you are?
I am 31.
31. So yeah. So have you seen a difference? Rather than ask this, have you seen a difference in relationships and family from when you were growing up to where we are now today? Have you seen a difference?
You know, I would have to say that I don't,
Really?
because where I grew up in, because I'm from Harlem, New York. Where I grew up, there was just basically um different various forms of dysfunction. You had some
Mm-hmm.
single dads, you had some single moms. You had some dads that showed up, you had some moms that showed up. There was just a level of dysfunction that was just like normal. So,
Mm.
and growing up in the quote unquote hood, like, so you just see that every day. So as I'm an adult now and have a little bit more knowledge and wisdom behind me, I don't see that much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that things have gotten so worse. I mean, each generation is just as bad as the generation prior to it, right? So your generation, the generation before yours, could have been like, man, this generation is crazy, right? And my
Yeah.
generation, the generation before my generation, man, these kids are gonna burn the world down. Millennials, we're still catching millennials are still catching heat from baby boomers and stuff like that. But
Right.
so when people ask this conversation, this things has gotten so drastically worse. I mean, when you look at it, there's always going to be an issue with single parent households. I grew up in a two parent household, but then I was raised due to the passing of my mother. I was raised by a single dad, and
Oh.
being raised by a single dad, um, the crazy thing is that growing up, I realized that so many of the people around me were being raised by single mothers. And then I would ask my friends, I was like, now I know I asked my bro one time, I was like, yo, how many of our friends come from single moms? And then we started looking at it. Well, he lives with his mom, and he lives with his mom, and he lives with his mom. And then we started looking at each other and I said, damn, I don't know. I don't know how many of these dudes actually live with have they pops in the house outside of their pops coming and visit them.
Wow. Hmm. Did you see or did you all feel that you were missing something by that?
What do you mean missing?
Did you feel like you were missing out on the benefits of having a father, or did you feel like, well, not you, but maybe your friends, did they feel like they were maybe missing out on, I don't know, provision, or missing with the presence, missing out on being taught different things? Um,
Do I feel I was missing out, or do I feel that the people around me were missing out?
do you feel like the people around you were missing out?
Missing out on growing up with a dad?
Yeah, do you think that it was they were missed, that it aided in any dysfunction, or like
Well,
they were
segue. Actually, from elementary school, one of the elementary school bullies. My brother had called and he was like messing with my brother and he was like, oh, blah blah blah, beat you up and stuff like that. And then he said, well, your dad's gay, and the bully goes and like, how did you know? So this is one of the biggest school bullies. His dad, he came from a single dad, a single parent household. He did, and he did have his father in his life, but his dad wasn't. I guess he wasn't a straight guy, and I always remember that too when it comes to the. It's a little segue when it comes to the conversation about single dad, because sometimes even if you have the dad in the home, or if he is raised by a dad, there could still be issues like just having a dad in the household isn't, it doesn't it's not like the golden, the golden equation, that you still have to have a person of sound body and mind that's able to instruct and teach.
I completely agree. There are two questions in the chat room by Brother Rob for you.
Adam claimed Powell didn't make Harlem better. I mean, I don't understand that question.
He said, "Are you saying that Adam Clayton Powell did not make Harlem better?"
Yeah, I would need him to elaborate on that because I don't understand that question.
And let's see, and he that question came up after we were talking about.
Yeah, I was watching.
Oh, okay. So if we could elaborate on that question, Brother Rob, that would be helpful. And then he also asked your opinion of what had more impact, the crack era or single mothers.
Both. I'm just gonna say both. I think both are detrimental. You can look at you can probably see the remnants of the crack era in certain families,
Mm-hmm.
and the single mother issue is a problem. And the reason why single mothers is a problem is that it's not so much that they they breed chaos. It's for the simple fact that when you have too much feminine energy and you're putting that into a masculine vessel, that causes confusion, and that's what creates the chaos. Because you have a lot of men who's being like infused with so much feminine energy, but they're actually men. So when that masculine energy tries to come through them, it causes confusion and chaos. And then you have a lot of 6'3", 280-pound emotional females running up and down, destroying neighborhoods and cities and towns, because there's just an emotional, energetic imbalance within them.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. I want to ask you this. So,
Yes,
if you don't mind, when uh, when did you when did your mother pass? And how old were you when your mother passed?
I can't. It had to be between 7 and 9.
Between 7 and 9.
Yes.
And how did your father make up for that for you? Or what motherly presence did you have? Or what nurturing presence did you have in your mother's absence?
Oh
And
well.
I want to also express, even though it's been a while, I want to express my thought and condolence there.
Thank you. Well, my mom, she did have her group of female friends. So growing up, I had them in the school and they were in the neighborhood and stuff like that. So I had some of that. As far as my dad just was just a dad. So there was a minus of nurturing in the household for me. So
Hmm.
like one of my mentors that passed, Player Supreme, he had always told me that that nurturing, like that feminine energy. Like guys do need that, but they need it in a balance, right? You need the yin and the yang. You can't have too much of both. So you need a
Right.
balance. So that motherly instinct, that nurturing aspect is what sort of like the dad builds up and structures, the mom nurtures and gives you sort of like emotional intelligence and things like that, right? Like how
Yes.
to feel properly. And that's what most mothers are supposed to do, right? Like a mom
Right.
has to sit up there and tell you to throw them bones when a bully's picking on you, but she's gonna ask you how you're feeling. You know,
Yes.
yeah, come here, baby, sit down. Let me make you something to eat. Like they'll do that. Dad's not gonna really do that. Dad's gonna sit your ass down and get something to eat. So that's the difference between the mother and the father.
Right. So you said that you had friends of your mother's that kind of stepped in and
Yeah, yeah, they were everywhere, because my mom was one of those PTA moms.
uh-huh.
So she would be in the lunchroom with the bullhorn and stuff like that.
Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have a lot of really active moms, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And when you're growing up in the hood and half these kids, their moms can't even be bothered to show up to the damn PTA meetings. There was just salt everywhere. And then when my mom passed, my dad was just doing the same thing, showing up to the PTA meetings, but my dad was a dad, so he eventually got kicked out of the PTA. Yeah. He got voted out of the PTA, man. Good stuff.
But he got voted out, but he's a parent.
He got
They were,
voted out. He got voted out. The PTA. He got voted out.
they were like, this is a woman thing. We know he's safe.
Yeah.
Definitely a woman thing. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. And you
Being,
really
let me see what he says. Being that C Ova is from Harlem, I assume he heard stories of the resources he brought to Harlem. I guess I should start with if C Ova will feel familiar with Adam Clayton Powell. Okay, so let me just say this, right? I grew up in Harlem, right, for pretty much all my life. Um, I'll be frank with you. What any person did in Harlem, I could never really see until I started working with local rec centers, being part of local rec centers, and receiving grants to get equipment, to learn how to edit, to gain access to programs. So I didn't really feel or see what Adam Clayton Powell did. I felt and saw more what Derek Jeter and Allen Houston did than Adam Clayton Powell. And Allen Houston uh, did major donations to the YMCA, and they had the Harlem YMCA, a place that I partook in for a few years. That I was a part of for a few years, and then Derek Jeter with the Turn Two Foundation, which funded baseball, baseball tournaments, baseball games. People would be able to go out and meet him. He would show up to different rec centers and do like dress up as Santa Claus, do give out toys and gifts. So if you're asking about Adam Clayton Powell, I would say no. I don't really know. I don't really feel. I never really experienced what resources he actually did put into Harlem. But the actual resources that I did feel were like from people like Allen Houston, Derek Jeter, the people who donated to actual local programs that actually did do something for the youth, and that's I was a part of because I did benefit from those things. Like I could say those things were a great benefit and that they did help.
okay. Excuse me. Let's talk a little bit about now the manosphere.
Uh oh.
So you're not a part of the quote unquote manosphere, and but you are an observer of the
Yes.
manosphere, and you've definitely have been in different channels, different chat rooms. So you're familiar. You're not familiar with everybody, I know, but you're familiar with a few people.
Yes.
So I hear you often talk about Zen Mac.
Oh
And
yes.
then Mac, I'm not sure, is a part of the manosphere or not.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Um, so Player Supreme, Chris Arnett, uh, Player Supreme, passed away around 2017, right? So Player Supreme
Mm-hmm.
was sort of like he was like a life coach, and he did teach about the game and the game of life and the game with women, dating, sex, relationship skills, how to dress, how to improve your life, your personal life, online, offline, social communication, how to dance. Like he pretty much taught like what your dad and uncle would teach another man. Like, hey, listen, this is what you got to do. This is what you're not supposed to do. So he pretty much taught so many people all around the world these things. Now, Player Supreme has his own website. The website was called Zen Mac, and he called himself Zen Mac. So that's why when I say Zen Mac,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm talking about. Player Supreme. The website is no longer up because when he passed, his son stopped paying for the website, and the website got shut down. So that's unfortunate. But I did back up a bunch of people, a bunch of students, the Zenmac brothers. We did back up his software and a lot of his products. And the thing about Player Supreme's products is that he, unlike most of the dating coaches, Player Supreme never overcharged people for his products. To his detriment. He never based everything solely on how much money he can get out of people. Like he actually wanted to help people, right? And he actually
Right.
did help people. He helped me a lot.
Really?
And yeah, a whole lot. And where was I going? Oh yeah. And he was separate from all this manosphere stuff, right? This is going all I knew Supreme for about from what, 2012? So I knew him from like 2012, 2013, 2012. Now, Player Supreme was separate from all of this stuff, all the black YouTube, because he had his own website. He had a forum. So I never ventured out to all these other black content creators because when I was on YouTube at this time, at this particular era, I was just looking up how to make money online and learning online marketing and digital marketing and how to make businesses online, how to make money online. So, and tech and games. So,
Uh-huh.
these black conversations I just was never a part of. The only content creator had started to listen to was that oh my god. Yes, I know about Adam Clayton Powell's office building 125th Street. Okay. So oh my god, then you got distracted. But when seeing
You
I
were
consumed a
talking
lot of
about you were talking about you didn't he was separate because he had a website, and at that time you didn't venture over into any other area of YouTube besides looking for ways to make money on digital marketing, advertising, things like that.
yeah, yeah,
That's where you're
yeah.
at.
Yeah, I know, Rob. You just trying to tell me about Adam Clayton Powell. So yeah, so all these conversations that these black commentaries conversations, like I was never a part of because I was just focused on just making money online and trying to start a business. I was trying to start like a clothing line because I can't because I have a background in like fashion because I worked in fashion for a few years. So I was just trying to make money online to do a clothing line to do something to have my own brand. I was looking into branding, creating my own brand online, doing marketing. So I was just learning to do the damn thing. So when it comes to these conversations with these black commentary conversations, I was never really a part of all. I never knew about any of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so that's why all the things that I would get from Supreme will be the first time I'm hearing it. So when Supreme starts talking about MGTOW, right? He
Mm-hmm.
saw this MGTOW stuff. He thought MGTOW stuff was like gay. Like how can a man go his own way? And he kept talking about it, right? So I'm like, yo, Supreme, like, what the hell are you talking about? And the guys on the forum were like, look, don't look it up. Don't even waste your time because the guys on the forum, like we're in a mindset where like a lot of these conversations that a lot of the men have online, we
Mhm.
were we were so above those conversations. Those weren't really conversations that we would have on the forum, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
when a guy's talking about he's going his own way, the guys on the forum will just call him, they'll call him out. They'll say, stop bitching out, stop being a bitch, stop crying, stop whining, right? No one gives a damn about your tears because our whole mindset is you have to fix your shit. You have to fix your issues. Whatever
Mhm.
that issue is, you need to fix it. You like Player Supreme would say, you need to unfuck yourself
Wow.
because you have a quirk in your head that's causing you to think the way you're thinking right now. Everyone has quirks. They have to fix their quirks. So whatever your quirk is, you have to fix it. So when guys would talk about MGTOW this and that, we laughed at the shit because we thought it was funny
Oh.
because we're coming from the mindset that we like we claim females, right? So
Mhm.
we're not talking about running. We're not talking about people females running us, us having to argue. We don't argue with no women. Player Supreme's chat rooms never had female trolls. Women weren't there. They were male trolls, but there weren't really women there. And if they did come there, they came correct. There was no arguing. There was probably women. There were women on the forum, but they would hid themselves. They didn't say not a single word. So that's just the culture and the mindset that I come from when I am actually now online and when I'm a part of those conversations. Like I'm not a part of those conversations anymore because I'm just beyond that at this point. But while I was a part of those conversations, that's the mindset I have is like, listen, we moved past that, right? We moved past that whole passport talk. We moved past that philosophical red pill, blue pill, MGTOW nonsense. Like we moved past all of that. Like the goal is to, and I told Supreme when I first came on his website, this that's the goal that I want is I want to go to sleep and wake up and feeling like a king, right? So
Mhm.
with that mindset, like I'm not gonna wake up thinking about the matriarchy or feminism or the reasons why I have to leave the country or me going my own way. Like that's not a mindset that we have. Like the
Mhm.
mindset is I got my small business, I got my side hustle. I'm going to the gym. I'm improving my clothes. I'm going to Toastmasters to improve my speaking. And when Friday comes, and when the weekend comes, I'm going out and I'm going hunting. And that's
Mhm.
the mindset. And if you're not and pretty much with on the phone, like if you're not talking any of those things, then you gotta go. You'll stay around eventually. A lot of guys stood around eventually for a while, but they eventually blew out because this is just what it is. This is not a place. The forum wasn't a place for people to get their bums tapped with baby powder and tell them this is a safe space for you. There was no safe space for crying and bitch assness. It just wasn't.
Mhm.
And I learned, through a lot, and he taught a lot about metaphysics and social cues and communication and energy and stuff like that. So I learned, from him how to like read people, how to look through people, how to analyze things, analyze
Mhm.
people. So this is why when I'm online and I'm having this conversation with these men, that's why I tell them like, listen, I know where you're coming from because I heard that all before for the last 8 years. Like I've heard the divorce conversation, the girlfriend broke up with me conversation, the wife cheated on me conversation, the women don't like me conversation, that they think I'm ugly conversation, all the black women, the blah 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 conversation, the Western women conversation, the single mother. Like I heard all of those things already for many years. So When I hear them online, it's not new. It's not new information. It's not, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Like, that's so crazy. Like, I've heard this before. It's not anything new. And I also know that majority of these conversations that men are having, they're based on what's going on 267. Zen Mac in the building, baby, stand up. But it comes from them not just handling their issues, right? You whatever Place Primo was taught, whatever your issue is, right? Whatever brought you here to me, you gotta fix that, right? You gotta get over that hurt, that girlfriend that cheated on you, that wife that broke up with you, that lady that dumped you, that whatever you got in your heart, you gotta fix that before you can move on. Because if you don't fix it, you're always gonna have to come back to that issue. That's why we have guys online, in their golden years, talking about the prom. We got guys up and about talking about passports, still holding on to their divorce. Like I learned to, address your issues. You have to address whatever hurts you deep inside. Like, you have to address that. Once you address that, you can move on and become a king. But you'll never be complete unless you address that.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
So how do you address it? How do you fix it?
First, you have
Wa-
to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Was there, because to just say, okay, just get over it. You know, I think if it was that easy to just say that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you got it. Thank you. That's what I needed to hear. I needed to hear get over it. We definitely would have less complaint about among men and women about, well, among people, period. People would complain about, I'm not gonna say complain. People wouldn't still be upset like 5 years later after losing a job and they've gotten another job. They moved on. They wouldn't share that story with someone and go back to still having that same upset. If we could just say, hey, just get over it. They'd be like, oh, okay, you're right, I'm over it. So what is the method? Did Z-Mac have a method to walk men through getting over it, growing, I should say growing past it?
So the first step is you have to be honest with yourself, and that stops a lot of people in their tracks. You see, you know, I know, Reigning Woman, the people in the chat room know, your issue, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
if you have an issue with something, that, right? So I can point to certain things that I see, I can make certain observations, but deep down inside, So a lot of men, because we're talking about men, a lot of men know what their issue is. There's a layer that they know. They may act like they don't know. They may say they don't know. They may think they don't know, but they know. You know what your issue is. The first step is fixing that little quirk that you got in your head that's holding you back from doing what you need to do. It's just always some little thing that holds you back, that prevents you from growing and getting past that. What's going on, Don? That is the first step. So being honest with yourself. You see, because like I've said this before, like on Reg's chat one time. What are you when you're sitting in a room by yourself with the lights turned on? You don't got no TV to look at. You're not looking at your phone. You're not playing no music. You don't got no lights on in the room. It's just you, yourself, and your thoughts. What are you? And that's scary for a lot of men to sit there and analyze themselves in that aspect. So what they do instead is that they adopt certain ideologies online that fits into the way they feel at the current point in time, like their current emotional state, and they take on ideologies that uh, bring up and that qualify where they are right now emotionally. So if you know that you are kind of a dick, you don't really listen to your girl that much, and you kind of ignore her a little bit, your sex is extremely whack, and this is kind of why you can't keep a woman. That's a hard thing to look at yourself and acknowledge, right? But it's easier to come online and say, all these bitches ain't shit. This is why I'm going red pill. This is why I'm going MGTOW. This is why I'm doing any type of acronym that I can put my any type of name my acronym that I can put to myself, because doing that is easier than looking myself in the mirror. So what ZenMac does is ZenMac tells you that you're going to need to go ahead and look into that mirror, no matter if you like it or not, and you're going to have to be honest with yourself. The moment you're honest with yourself, you then can get to break down that ego you have that's holding you back, that vanity that you have that's holding you back. Once you break down your ego, you can build yourself up to be much stronger than you were before. And now I'm done on that one.
Is there a difference in your opinion? Is there a difference between men having their complaints and women who have the same arguments or the same complaints, but it's just about the opposite sex? Is there a difference in your opinion in how the complaint is being done?
Well, let's say this, right? There's a common complaint from women about men that I myself as a man would find like bullshit. Like, and there's some validity to complaints that women have, right?
Yes.
There are some like, I'll just give one example for the women and one example for the men, right?
Yes.
So a lot of women feel that, I see learning on ZenMac, you learn there's an issue with men when it comes to masculinity. So I understand there's an issue with masculinity within men, and this comes from the women, right? And I experienced that. Now, mind you, I'm coming from the mindset that I did have the mindset that, all these bitches ain't shit. They kind of like, I can't stand them, right? And then I had to
You did.
unlearn. I had to unlearn that.
Okay. And okay, let's back up right there. How did that develop for you?
Oh, that developed like how it develops for about 99% of the men on the face of on the face of this earth. It develops from lack of success. It develops from lack of experience. It develops from lack of access. So it develops from just not being successful with the opposite sex. So that's and experiencing the lower rung of females that a guy would say ain't shit. So that's where my mindset, I kind of had that. It wasn't so bad, but I kind of
Mhm.
had that mindset. So I also had to unlearn that as well. So on the men's side, right, a common complaint that men have is that, a lot of women are untrustworthy. And there is some validity to that as well. There's a lot of women out here, just like there are a lot of men. There's a lot of women out here that are I guess very very much untrustworthy. They do as thou wilt. They they move without consequences, and a lot of men also have to deal with that as well. So there are complaints from both sides that I've been a part of that are true and do get heard out, right? But
Mhm.
then when you dig deep on the female side, when you have females that say all these men ain't shit, they just broke and they gay, like that's stupid. And on the men's side, all these women ain't shit, and they're just dirty and they're unmanageable and they don't listen and they're unruly. Nah, that's just kind of stupid, especially then we single it down to black people. That I'm like, I personally feel that's stupid.
You personally feel that's stupid. Now, so why do you feel it's stupid?
Well, the thing is that I've seen, like, again, like being part of like the Zen Mac community, like you see like firsthand when people share field reports of how bad it is for other races, right? Because there's guys that are in Brazil, China, Russia, Tokyo, Africa, California, Dominican Republic, Miami, up here in New York, in the South, in the Midwest, like all over the world, and people's favorite Thailand and Colombia too. And like it's the same thing. It's not different. It's not unique. It's not um just select to Western nations in America. There's a guy in freaking Japan and Korea that deals with unruly women, that has unruly women in Japan, in Korea. So when I'm online and I hear that guys are saying and women are saying that it's the black man and the black woman, I'm like, listen, like Chinese men catch hell from their women too. Indian men catch hell from their women too. German men catch hell from their women too. It's the same thing no matter where you go on the planet, no matter where your passport takes you. Men are going to be men and women are going to be women. They just do it at different levels.
I see. So my next question is then you had a father growing up
Yes.
and he was very active in your life. Why would someone who had an active father even need or even be drawn to someone like Player Supreme?
Well, the thing is this, right? See, here goes the notion where they say because the dad is there, everything's gonna be all right. No, that's because dad is there. That doesn't make everything all right. Again, like I said earlier, there also has to be a person of sound body and mind able to nurture and teach, right? So my dad didn't teach me things. I had to learn, like I had to learn things on my own, which is why I'm so like I am drawn to teach myself things instead of being taught things. Right? So I'd rather teach myself things instead of sitting there and having someone teach me things. That's just because of how I learn, how I learn. Like I like to learn myself instead of having to listen to someone teach me something. That's
Okay.
just, it's that's just how I work. So when it came to the whole thing with women and stuff like that, dad didn't teach me like a damn thing about that. Now my dad didn't, allow me to grow up like a sissy crybaby all of that stuff. Yeah, he was still a dad in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But like the whole teaching and the whole uncles and stuff like that, I never had that growing up. So I had to
Okay.
learn on my own these things. And of course, meeting into Player Supreme was by chance because first back in 2008, like 2008, 10, 11, like there was I was when torrenting was heavy and popular, BitTorrents. Like there was always this book that was at the top of the list called The Game, right? So I'm like, what the hell
Okay.
is this thing, right? So The Game is done by this author called Neil Strauss, right? This is going into the pickup artist territory. So pretty much The Game, in short, was just about pickup artists, right? It was about the pickup artist industry, which pretty much phased out around 2014. But between 2000 and 2014, PUA was the shit, right? So I was kind of came into it near the end of it, near the end of its run. So I was listening to the books, bought the books, listened to the podcast, watched the videos, stuff like that. I went out to the groups and the meetups and met the other guys that would pick up artists and stuff like that. And then quickly I realized like, this is kind of something not wasn't sitting right with me. Something was off about the whole thing. Like something wasn't clicking. Like the energy for me was just a little off to me. I was like, I'm not something is not clicking right. So I'll go out and hang out, go to the bars and stuff because I'm thinking, well, these guys are pickup artists, so they got connections to the bouncers and the clubs, so we can get into the clubs. I can get into the nightlife scene. Like that's what I'm thinking. They had connections to. Instead, their connections were going to Columbus Circle and standing in front of doorways and try to talk up chicks. Like so, after a while, I was like, I gotta, I gotta move on. And then I was looking online. I was listening to Tariq Nasheed, and I was listening to Tariq Nasheed for entertainment. I bought two of his books, and I didn't really find much value in them. But then on his suggested feed, I saw like this older black guy, right? At the bottom right hand corner. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? This guy's old. That's how I ignored him. Then I click one of the old guy's videos I'm listening to. I'm like, all right, so he seems like he knows what he's talking about. And I was Player Supreme. So I was, he had this free membership so he could lurk on his site. So I was lurking on his site because I'm still coming from the sense that people online they just hustling you and stuff. And he's like, he want me to pay to get on his site. I don't want to get hustled and lose my money. So then I pay for the site and I start talking to the people on the site, and that's where I got to where I am now by communicating with these guys on Player Supreme site. So that's how I actually got to Player Supreme. It was just by a series of events. Hello.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And thank you for explaining how, or giving an example of how just because you have healthy parents, healthy minded, even with healthy minded parents in your life, that you still can use some outside resources for growth and development, just like education.
Yeah,
So thank you for
because a
that.
lot of guys, say, I don't really need, like, you don't really need help with that. And I'll say this, right? Right. You don't, you don't need someone to help you with stuff like that. However, there are certain things a person like that can put you onto that can help you in certain situations that you've never experienced before. Right? There are people who, for whatever reason, like me, didn't know how to dress properly as an adult male, right? They
Right,
didn't know how to put on the standard uniform, which is a dress shirt, some dark jeans, and some black shoes. Like, there's guys that don't understand that concept. And it's easy to, you can get some of it from magazines, and you can also get it from a person that teaches you how to do it.
right. Yep, absolutely. It's just like um, needing coaching on how to interview for a job or
Absolutely.
how to upgrade your resume. All of these things. So just like every part of us needs development, every single piece of us. And all of us can use assistants and trainers and mentors in coaching in the various areas of our lives. I mean, if we all had all the answers ourselves, there would just we would not make any mistakes ever, right? If we were the all
Yeah.
knowing ourselves, we would not make any mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's why there are people that are experts in different areas. And that is also how you can learn from other people's mistakes as well. Because if someone has already walked the road that or walked the journey that you're on, then they can help you pick up some of those things that's ahead before you even get there.
Yeah. 110%.
So I get it. I get that. Thank you for going a little bit more into the ZenMac information. And I want to ask you this, and then we're going to go
Okay.
ahead and get ready for you to do some examples of the live streaming and
Okay.
different platforms that are available for us content creators. So going back to the passport issue,
Oh.
I want to give you an opportunity to be clear on your stand about men traveling outside of the country to get different women or outside of their race. I want to get some clarity there. Are you against men going outside of the country? Are you against men progressing? Or do you think that that's the only way for them to progress?
Oh man, you're so bad. Well, here's the thing, right? When I've said from day one about the whole men traveling outside the country, and whenever you say this against men traveling outside the country, it's like there's like this filter that comes up, and all they say is don't travel, right? That's what they hear. They
Uh-huh.
hear don't travel. What they don't hear, you shouldn't have to travel outside of the country just for women. If you have issues in America, you may want to address those issues first before leaving the country. But when people say that, all they hear is don't travel. That's the only thing they seem to hear when people say that. So I don't have a problem with men traveling. Like Player Supreme taught that you should travel. You should have a passport. A passport adds stories to your life that you can share with women. Like
Mm.
that's how you like that's part of the conversational techniques that you learn. You have to have something interesting about you to talk about, like to bring her in, like so you can talk about traveling and bring her in because we all know that a lot of women travel more than men. So women like travel. And if you know women like travel, then you should tell her about your travels. Like I've told every woman I've spoken to, I've told them about my trip to France and Marseille. And I get the same reaction all the time. Ooh, how was it?
Yeah, that sounds like us.
That's about right, right? So I don't have a problem with men traveling. You should want to eventually leave your city, your state, the country, and experience something in another part of the world. I will never stand in front of a man to do that. However, if that man is telling people to travel just because of some issue, some fabricated self-induced issue with women, no, 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 no. You need to fix your issues first before you take that abroad. Because I once again have seen men with the passport conversation take their fucked up issues to other countries and have their fucked up issues in other countries. I've seen the dudes do it with the prostitutes in DR, the hookers in Thailand, the whores in Brazil, the women that don't listen in Japan and Korea and Finland and Germany and Russia and the UK and California and Canada and Africa. Like I've seen I've seen it in Greenland, like I'm telling you. I've seen this. Like it doesn't matter. And a lot of these guys are black men too. Black men, white men, Asian men,
No.
Brazilian men, Colombian men, white men, Chinese men, Japanese men, men from different African countries, men from different Caribbean countries. Like I've seen it and experienced it from men of all nations and nationalities, like and races. Like I've seen it. So I have enough firsthand experience to know that things are a lot easier for a man, if he addresses whatever his issue is first before thinking that he just needs to travel to a whole new continent just for women.
Okay, I got it. Hopefully that communicates to others when they hear it, because that's exactly what I've always heard coming from you. I've never heard you personally. I've never heard you being against men traveling or against men progressing. And I've watched you and I've listened to you talk about your own travels and show yourself being out on beaches. And I've also witnessed you, talk about different things that you're learning that obviously is a form of progression. So I never saw it. And when I hear you or
Well,
see
can I
different
talk about that
comments,
progression thing real quick?
yes, please.
So the whole progression thing, when I find that to be funny. See, the thing about progression is you actually have to be able to show it, right? Yeah, it's called evolution. Like you have to show that where you were 6 months ago is not where you are today. And you have to show a level of improvement from point A to Z, right? So
Yes.
most people don't have forms of progression. A lot of uh a lot of black male content creators. I'm talking about black male content creators. I'm not talking about people who do videos on tech. That's a different conversation. But a lot of black male content creators, there's just like not a level of progression with what they are doing, right? You have people 2 years ago that's doing the same thing that they're doing today, right? It's just no level of improvement. Now, I've taken most of the videos, like I said, on my channel down, and I've moved them off because I'm transitioning my channel. But if you would look on my very first video that I did, that is drastically different from the video I did last week. And that was only, and I started YouTube. I've almost like, I have to look back at my video, but it's going almost to be a year since I've been making content on YouTube. And within a year, there's been a tremendous change in what I do and how I do things. And that is actual progression, showing the change and the involved in the evolution of what it is that you're doing and you're being able to show it.
Okay. I agree. I concur. I hadn't thought about that like that. But you're absolutely correct. And that goes back to say what some others have said is show your work.
Well,
Pretty much.
I also have a problem with show your work.
Okay, well let's hear it.
Well, the thing with show your work is that show your work can also is often used as a shield for criticism, for critique, for opinions, for suggestions.
Hmm.
Show your work is used as a shield to say, "Hey, I don't really like how you sound on the mic. Well, show me what you can do then. I don't really like this type of a fashion advice that you're giving. Well, show me how you dress. I don't really like the way you do your shows. Well, show me what kind of show that you can do." Like that's how show your work is used. It's used as a shield for critique and criticism and opinions and suggestions. It's not used as a way that says, "Hey, let me show you guys what I do. Let me show you how I do it." Like that's what I do on my channel. I show you things, right? So when I'm showing you that I got voice meter, like right now, I got voice meter banana, voice meter potato up. I got the Chrome up. I got the OBS up. I'm using my TV as a second screen. I got the other windows ready to show you how to stream. Like I can show you that, so I can show you how I do things. That's showing you my work and what I'm doing. I'm not using that. Like if say with someone Don was in the comment section and like, I don't think you know what you're doing on YouTube. And then I say, well, Don, show me your work and until you can give me critiques or suggestions. That's not how it works. Obsidian said that to me when I critiqued his lazy attempt at making his studio.
I didn't want to read that. Why did you read that out loud? Why did you write that, Dunker Eater? Why did you write that? I didn't want to read that.
But anyway, but that's what I'm saying with show your work. Like you can't, like things like that are used as a shield to prevent people from critiquing other people, and you can't do that. Like doing that shows your insecurity in your no, it shows your insecurity and lack of confidence. Like if someone were to ask me, "Hey, you don't know what you're doing," I would say, "Well, let me show you that I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to tell you to show me what you can do. so so you can validate yourself to me. Because again, what you learn when you're understanding stuff with Zen is that you don't seek validation from women, and you sure as hell don't seek it from men. But that's my opinion on that's my thoughts on show your work.
Man, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and address this. You know what? When you put it like that, Don, I get it. I get it. You guys made donations. Good night, brother Rob. Peace and love, darling. Thank
All right, Rob.
you. You guys made donations to help build everything up for him, and then to see where your donations went.
That
Okay, I get it. I get
see,
it.
I would see. I would be more mad at him than I would be at Sean James.
Right.
Just simple as that. Like I would be more mad at him. Like there's more reason to be mad at him than there is to be mad at Sean James on that topic. But go on ahead, go on, Rainy. What else you got?
Well, heck, I'm ready to go ahead now and get thank you. This wraps up our personal segment, getting to know C Ova.
Thank
Girl, I
you.
thought C Ova was going to be so deep. Oh my gosh, I just really was
Thank
ready.
you. Thank you.
I laugh a lot with C Ova. I really do. I know kids in high school who have better homes. Oh, I, I don't want to.
Man.
I don't want to touch that.
Man, that's too easy for me, man. And I got compared to that dude. That's too easy, man. Oh my lord, Don. And
I
Don, let me
don't.
just say something. Don, all you got to do, Don, is go to Reddit/battle stations. Go to Reddit/battle stations, and lo and behold, what a setup looks like. Okay, and these setups makes my setups looks like that setup, but not so much. But go ahead, Rain. So we're done with the personal segment.
Yes, we're done. We're done with the
Mm.
personal segment. We're going to go ahead and get ready to go into the technicals. So I'm going to play a song. I'm gonna play a song or two while you would get ready to do that.
Oh,
And
I'm
we'll
ready.
come.
I'm ready. Oh, you can play your song because I'm ready right now.
Okay, well, let me play one. Let me play a song. Let's go to
A
a break.
song.
A song. Uno. Uno song. And we'll come back with the demonstrations.
Yes, I can't wait to because I got all of this stuff set up right now on my other screen, and when I am ready, I will definitely show you guys what I got going, what how to do these things very quickly too. And I did figure out a way how to play music through the speakers
You
on these
did?
streaming. Yeah, on the streaming, like there's a way you can play the music through the microphone and duplicate the audio signal so it plays into the stream. I That's
Oh,
what I did. It's very technical, but that's what I did for the end of Hangouts live stream show. That's how I was playing that music. That was coming directly from the computer. That wasn't coming from an external speaker.
well, I'm sure that Seal will probably share that with us. So I'm going to
Well,
play a
go
track
ahead.
and then we'll come. All right. Look, it was break time, much needed. And I am back. And I see we have a few other
I'm
people.
back.
You're back too?
Yep, I washed my hands and everything.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad. Same here. Hi, Mind's Eye. It's going well. Thank you, dear. And welcome, Tony Smith. So, we're now getting ready to go into C Ova sharing with us different platforms for live streaming and for content creation over here on YouTube. So, we just had our first segment where we got a little personal with C Ova and sharing different thoughts about how he grew up, a little background there, and different things, his experience over here on YouTube. This was his first time being interviewed for anything outside of a job, so I was fascinated, excited, and now we're going to go into our technicals. So, see over, what do you need me to do?
All I need
Oh,
you to
wait,
do is sit
wait,
back and
wait, wait.
relax.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop talking. If you would like to donate to the Reigning Woman channel, where your contributions will go to more equipment or services for me to learn more things about editing and things like that. My cash app is Reigning Woman, just like my name. And also, you can donate to C Over's channel through C Over. His cash app is C Over 32001. And he also has a PayPal, and it's over in the description box. But I will in the comments, and I will also add it in the chat room. So now, excuse me, he's already on it. Excuse me. Thank you.
I need, yeah, that's my sweat rag money. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, did shade? Oh.
That's my sweat rag money.
Shade, shade, shade. Let me put on. Go ahead. What do you need me to do
I
for
don't
you?
need you to do I don't need you to do anything. I may need you to switch the presentation to the two boxes on the left and the big screen on the right.
Okay, switch my presentation to this screen,
The next one.
to share screen.
Yeah, it should be. Let me hold on. Let me just share my screen right now so you can change it. Hold on. Okay. So do you see my second screen? Because it's not coming up. Oh, I have to. I guess you have to add my second. You have to add my second screen to the stream. There we go.
Add.
That's it right there. Perfect.
Now, what
Okay.
do you need me?
Just sit back and watch.
Okay, I'm sitting back and watching.
All right. So, people, I'm going to go over with you right now the different forms of live streaming that is currently available to you outside of Google Hangouts. As you know, Google Hangouts is no more. Google Hangouts is gone like Spider-Man from the MCU. And now there are options available to you to live stream to your channel and on other platforms. So first, the first option I have for you is another platform that allows you to simulcast to YouTube, and it's called Get Vocal. Now, Get Vocal is a new program like StreamYard, and like StreamYard, it allows you to simulcast to YouTube on its own platform. And like StreamYard, it is web based. Unlike StreamYard, it has its own community, as you can see here. Excuse me. I did a video on this on my channel. Look on my channel for the Get Vocal video, and this is a community on Get Vocal. Get Vocal has its own community. So, very simple to sign up for Get Vocal. You can either use your Gmail, an email account, or your Patreon account to make a Get Vocal account. Once you have your Get Vocal account, you can simply do a stream by clicking here, Manage Broadcast, or let me click this away. You can click Manage Broadcast here. This is your channel page, maybe later. And this is how I'll do it later. And this is how, oh God, is it going to do the tutorial? Okay, we're doing the tutorial again. It does this all the time when you're, and this is pretty much, well, pretty much this is showing you how to do it. It walks you through step by step. StreamYard doesn't do this. And this shows you how to set up your broadcast, how to set up all the information. It does have HD quality enabled already. StreamYard is still stuck in 720p when it comes to your webcam at this very moment, and they're still working on updates for that. Okay, so you click next here, then you click save. Okay, and we're done. So let me just see if we can just close this. Okay, so I already have mine set up here, so I'm just gonna click this. On Get Vocal, you have to grab the spot on your channel. So you just grab the spot right here. There you go. Now it's going to ask me for my webcam, and that is actually my webcam. So what I want to do is go here to menu, go here to camera and audio, and that's my Logitech. So what I'm gonna do now is switch that to my OBS camera that I have on StreamYard. I mean on OBS, and it's backwards, so I have to go in OBS and fix it. I'm just gonna go in OBS and flip this around, and I also have this. I have this tutorial on my channel as well, and I'm gonna do another tutorial on it to show you how to use OBS. You can use OBS as a way to show an image, a video, or an overlay, and you do not. I repeat, you do not have to be on a webcam to do it. This is the this is the workaround, and my OBS is crashing right now. Oh, my bad. You actually can't use two OBSs at the same time. That is my mistake on that. That's a rookie mistake. So because I'm using OBS on StreamYard, the OBS camera on StreamYard, I cannot use the OBS camera on Get Vocal. I'm just not able to do it. The system won't let me do it. So let me close that out. So now going back to Get Vocal, we're here. You can grab this other spot or have someone in the stream grab the spot, or you can lock it down. Let me see. You already grabbed the spot. Cam down first to grab the spot. Okay, so this is pretty much how it looks on Get Vocal now. Okay, so now you can click to lock, and all the spots are locked, as you can see here. So no one can hop onto your stream unless you let them. Then you just simply start the broadcast. In your settings, when you start the broadcast, when you set up the broadcast, it gives you the option to simulcast, as you can see here. I can't navigate away from it because it's going to close the session, but it gives you the option to simulcast. So now I'm going to start this broadcast, and we're waiting for it to start up. And as you can see, the Get Vocal signature is live. So we're recording this is live now. So now I'm live streaming on Get Vocal while I am on StreamYard. And I'm going to go to my channel right now, on my second monitor. Let me just be a little careful now because I'm starting to hog I'm starting to hog a lot of bandwidth right now. Give me a second. And as you can see on my StreamYard, let me see. Okay, yeah, I turned the camera off. Let me fix that. Okay. All right. Let me go to my channel on the second screen. And now, as you can see, let me take this. I'm on my second computer monitor. Copy this. Boom. Up here. Copy. And there you go. So that's the stream right now on Get Vocal. As you can see here, this is a current live stream on Get Vocal. Always like your own stream, people. Self confidence and self love first. So that's Get Vocal. Now I'm going to end the stream on Get Vocal, and you do that simply by stopping the broadcast. And this is where people pop up. They're gonna pop up and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. It's gonna be people here that's watching. You can add them as a friend. Add anyone that's watching. I don't think my audio's coming through. Let me see. Okay, this is set. So I'm gonna set this audio. This audio is gonna pick up my Steinberg too. Let's see. Can this pick up my Steinberg? Okay, so this is picking up my Steinberg as well. So now there's probably audio on this stream on my YouTube channel now. That's the stream here. So once you're done with Get Vocal, you just click stop broadcast. You want to stop this broadcast? Absolutely. And that's Get Vocal. Once you're done, you
I have
click
a
here.
question.
Go ahead.
So when you said lock others out on Get Vocal, will that prevent trolls from coming in?
Oh yeah, I mean trolls can come into the chat room, but like you see here, you can just block him right here. As you can see, I can just click block, or I can click. He's already a friend of mine, but if I didn't want him here, I can just click block. There's no way people can hop on your panel because all you gotta do is lock the spots and that's it.
Okay.
And you don't gotta send links to nobody. You just have to tell them to come to Get Vocal stream, and they'll get on.
Wow.
And Get Vocal's free. It's a hundred
And
percent
get
free
vocal.
platform.
Okay, thank you. Let me see if there are any questions in the chat room. Does anyone have any questions about Get Vocal in the chat room? If so, go ahead and put them down while he prepares for another. Are you going to do another one right now?
Yeah, I'm going to the next one right now.
Okay, so while he's setting up for another demonstration, you can still drop your questions about Get Vocal in the chat room.
Yep. So moving on to everyone's favorite StreamYard. So pretty much I already have a test broadcast set up and a public broadcast set up. So I'm going to use the test one. These are the test streams that you can test things on, but I'm actually going to use an actual live stream on my channel. So let me, okay. So let me go ahead and enter the studio or create a broadcast. So from your StreamYard account, and StreamYard currently is still a free platform. Let me just show you about StreamYard real quick. StreamYard is still a free platform, and only for $20 you'll get the options to add pictures and logos and things. Yes, you Get Vocal. I was just now simulcasting the Get Vocal on from Get Vocal on YouTube. Get Vocal has its own community. Actually, hold on. Let me uh let me show you guys the Get Vocal community. Yes. As you can see here, this is Get Vocal. They have their own community of people that do videos. They have people who are live right now, so we can join them. Let's see. And as you can see, they're talking right now, and I'm in here on the right hand side, and they have their own communities. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here because I'm hearing audio and stuff in my ear, and I'm talking to you guys, so it's a little distracting. Again, you can go to the different communities and join their chats. They have different communities talking about different things. They even have a black community where black people talk about black stuff.
You ain't shit.
And that yeah, they do. But in the I believe that some of the black people they talk about dating stuff too on there. So there you go. And then they have their pro black woke stuff too. So there you go right there. But it's a very nice community. People are very nice. And we're going to StreamYard. So you know the simple. Once you have your account set up at StreamYard, you create a broadcast. I already have this broadcast set up. But to create a broadcast, you just click create. Privacy is public, unlisted, or private. Same thing as YouTube. Same thing applies here. Testing means it's not posted. The good thing about StreamYard is that StreamYard has a testing feature where Get Vocal does not. So to test things, you have to go live on Get Vocal. You don't have to go live on StreamYard to test things. Once you have your streams ready to go, you put title and description, or you can schedule it for later. Then you create broadcasts. You're done there. I already have a broadcast set up, so I can click more. You can view it on YouTube, invite a guest, which means I can make a link and send it to you. But I'm just going to go ahead and enter the broadcast studio. Again, same thing applies here. Same thing applies to anywhere else. You have your unmute and you start the cam. I'm going to leave these two things alone. I'm just going to unmute. Same name. Enter the broadcast. Okay. You are not part of the stream yet. Click to add your audio and video. Once you okay, so now you just gotta add your audio and video. And it probably won't let me on because I'm already on a stream right now. So that's why it won't let me on. Let me see. That's my camera. Use the Logitech. Unmute the audio. Let's see. Okay, so I can't actually go on because I'm on a stream right now. That's why it's telling me no devices are connected. So, but like everyone should know StreamYard by now. If you don't know, StreamYard allows you to simulcast. This is streaming, actually not simulcast. It streams directly to your YouTube, completely free. All you have to deal with is the little icon on top right and the inability to change certain things to your banners. Okay? So, it doesn't allow you to be in a stream, and you'll need to connect your mic and cam before adding yourself to the stream. Yeah. So it's not gonna let me do it right now because I'm probably on the stream right now. That's why it's not letting me do it because I can't even click these things. However, again, I do have a video of StreamYard on my channel. Definitely check out the StreamYard video on my channel. I go in depth, step by step, and break all of this stuff down for over an hour. So you can't say you didn't get a lot of information. So I'm gonna actually leave the studio now. Once you're done, you just click leave the studio here. When you will go live, you click go live. So I'm going to leave the studio right now and exit it. Once you exit it, everything shows up here. See, I didn't go live, so I didn't start the broadcast. So the broadcast is still here. As you can see, it keeps record of all the broadcasts that you've done. All right. Now I'm going to come back to you guys on the YouTube with Get Vocal. Let me see the StreamYard. All right. Now I'm gonna stop sharing my screen momentarily because I'm going to set up and show you the two big homies to wrap up this part of the video that I'm doing for you guys. So now that I got my second screen up, and are you still with me, Rainin? Did I tech you away?
I am here. That is neat. Yeah, I'm following.
So if you guys are still following along, I hope I didn't tech you away. I'm going to show you the big daddy, two of the big daddies, and when it comes to streaming, broadcasting, two softwares that I say that you have to learn, that you have to know. Don't use StreamYard to keep you in tutorial mode, and don't use StreamYard as a crutch. I'm gonna show you why. So, most powerful broadcasting software out there right now, out there at all, is an application called OBS. So let me see. Okay, so now can you go to the presentation screen again, Rainin?
So add this one.
There we go. Okay. So what you see right now is OBS. OBS allows you to pretty much do anything on a computer when it comes to content streaming and broadcasting and live streaming. So OBS operates like Photoshop. Photoshop operates like layer with layers, and so does OBS. As you can see right here, I'm trying to, there we go. As you can see right here, OBS operates with scenes. So this is one scene here. And these are the different layers. So this layer right here is my media video. I can unclick that, click this. That's my picture. Have some a video playing behind it. And now I got smoke behind the picture. I can set that up, move that over, boom. Take the picture, drag the picture in the middle, boom. There you go. Come back down to you guys on StreamYard, unlock the camera, and the camera should be showing. Let me see. OBS camera. Yeah, the OBS camera should be working. Let me start it up
That
again.
is neat. I like that.
Yeah, you see? And watch, I got the OBS camera started now. Let me see. Okay, I can't start it because I'm using it. All right. Let me just turn the camera off then. But the reason why you saw that video playing on my webcam, on my avatar, that's actually me showing the virtual output of this overlay right here. Now, of course, you have your settings set up here, and you can go stream. You put your stream key when you're going live. I'm gonna actually do a video on this to show you in depth how to do this, because a lot of people may not know how to do it. And you go live directly from OBS to your YouTube channel. And pretty much that's about it. I will look forward to a video on my channel going over OBS again. I will go over OBS again on my channel because it is a very powerful software. However, let me wrap it up with the GOAT. I'm going to show you
Ooh, goat.
this is the GOAT of broadcasting right here. This is the big daddy. This is Streamlabs OBS right here. Streamlabs OBS is OBS on steroids and protein shakes. Streamlabs, if you learn, once you learn, see, I skipped OBS and went straight to Streamlabs. I was going on Sheep Stay Sleep. I skipped OBS and went straight to Streamlabs. Once you learn how to do Streamlabs, you unlock unlimited potential for you and your content on YouTube. Matter of fact, 99% of the 99% of the content that I'm doing right now is directly from Streamlabs. And with the setup that I have, I'm able to play music through the stream, recording it on YouTube. As you can see here, this is my voice meter output. This allows me to play music. These are my layers. As you can see, these are my transitions, and I have a video on Streamlabs OBS on my channel as well. Definitely check that video out. And this is my main right here. This is my main streaming setup. And I have all my different windows here where I click different images like that right there. My window capture shows my window, have my display capture set up, the
Yeah, that
box.
looks pretty fancy.
Yeah. And all of these are like different overlays. There's overlays here. Then you have the stream ending where it has the setup. All of these are different pictures and images as you can see here. All of these are separate little things. All the little words are separate here that allows you to edit and change everything. And Streamlabs OBS allows you to have access to this is when you're live. This is the themes. These are all the different themes that you can add to your Streamlabs. You see, once you understand Streamlabs, this unlocks a whole new level of broadcasting and content creation on your channel that far supersedes you just clicking Streamlabs and talking for about 2 hours. This is different. This is a whole new level of content creation on your channel. This is what this is what helps you uh, stand out from everyone else that's going live at the same time you're going live. So I advise people to learn Streamlabs, OBS, and OBS Studio so that they can
Okay.
get into broadcasting and live streaming so that they can have that layer of content to their channel. Even if you just do, even if you like uploads, like pre-recorded videos, pre-edited videos, there's nothing wrong with that. I need to do more of those. I have to do some pre-recorded videos myself, but definitely get Streamlabs OBS under your belt. It is a very valuable tool set to have in being able to live stream and do content on your channel. And
Now,
that, go ahead.
so let's say someone is just getting started or they're doing content, but they're not doing content
Oh,
frequently.
sorry. 1 second. And an honorable mention is Zoom. Let me show you Zoom real quick. Honorable mention is Zoom.
Okay.
I don't like Zoom, but
You don't like Zoom.
no, I do not like Zoom. I think that for what most people are going, can you set the presentation screen again, please?
Share my screen.
No, share my screen.
So hit, okay, wait a minute. So is that
Oh,
this
just no,
button?
no, just change the presentation option with the big screen on the right hand and two on the left.
This one?
Hold
No.
on, click it. Once you click it, it'll change. There should be two square boxes on the left. One, no, click it. The other one. Yeah, keep clicking over. It's two on the left and one big screen on the right.
Nope. Hold on. Let's see. We have that one.
Nope, nothing changed.
Okay, wait. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, no, it's the one that you had, the one that you were clicking before. It's the one that had two on the left hand side. If you can just click over the different presentation options that's under the main screen that we have, you should be able to see it.
I did, and then okay, there. That's the one
Let me
that I hit.
let me see.
See what I'm talking about? What happened? What did I do wrong? Where are you? You're quiet. Uh-oh. Connect your mic. You disappeared. Okay, everyone. So while we wait for C Ova to come back, if you guys are just getting here, you missed the first part of the interview where we got a little personal, talked about C Ova's background. He got into how he got into technology and started editing, how he got onto YouTube, and shared some of his opinions from being an observer of the manosphere. And now here we are. So what we're going to do is I am going to actually play a song until we get him to come back. Play some escapades. Actually, let me see. Don't want to play escapades or
Okay, can you hear me?
Got the back?
Yes.
All right, welcome back, C Ova.
So what happened was is that I refreshed because the StreamYard was actually acting up and it wasn't recognizing my camera and I had to refresh it and then it locked me out, so I had to close the browser and reopen it. That's probably why you weren't able to share the screen. So can you see if you can share the screen now? Set the presentation and so you could do it now. Can you try that again?
Okay, so let's see. There we are. How is that it?
Nope, I do not see it on my end. Can you click all the other icons to see if it changes? It's not changing?
It is not. Well,
Okay. So
it
that's
does on on my end, the back end, it does. Oh,
but
do I
I
need to add this one though?
say yeah, add that one too. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You got to add the extra screen to the stream. There we go. All right. So, honorable mention is Zoom. I do not like Zoom. Zoom is good for what it's meant to be, which is massive web conferencing. It's not really meant to be used as a consistent live streaming platform, in my personal opinion. What it offers is a little bit too complicated from what most people are looking for when it comes to streaming on their channel, and it does limit people to the level of creativity that other platforms like OBS and Streamlabs and XSplit offers them. So, very simple. You can click New Meeting here. Zoom has its own app that you download and install on your computer. Let me see. There you go. As you can see here, this is the new meeting. This is my OBS camera. This is why you see this. Um, but you also have this option here, join with computer audio, just fine. Um, you can invite people with this button here. Share the screen, share your screen. It shares all the screens that you have available. I'm not going to do that. And you can record to start recording the actual live stream, and you can mute yourself up. Now, something special about this is that, let me see, there's a feature here that allows you to add pictures overlay to the video. So let me just see. That's my Logitech. Let me just see, where is it at? Virtual backgrounds. There you go. So this allows you to add an image. Let me add an image to that. Hold on, let me see. Perfect. There we go. Add that image. Let me add another one. And then I'm gonna add one more image. And this is how, when you see people, when they have the pictures in the background, this is how they do it. Okay. There you go. So I added 3 pictures to my virtual background.
Okay.
So all you have to do now, this is actually the virtual background that is live. Let me see if I can do something with the webcam so you can see it. There you go. As you can see, the webcam, well, because the webcam is looking at something, there you go. So you see how the webcam, that's the light that my monitor gives off on the bottom. As you can see here, the webcam is blending in to the virtual background.
Ah, yes.
Or I can show you the actual screen itself. See, so that's pretty much how the virtual webcam works. And you can do that live, and you can change the pictures as you want, and all the pictures seamlessly gets changed into the live chat, the live stream. And that's pretty much it when it comes to Zoom. Once you're done, you just, where is that screen at? You just exit the screen. You just close it. You just stop the broadcast. You can return the meeting to go back to it. There you go. As you can see it here. To get to the screen that I was showing you, you want to go back. you want to go back to this main app right here. You want to go to settings. The settings opens up a separate window, as you can see here. And this allows you to change all of these features that I was changing. Okay?
Okay.
So you're just going to be done with that. You're going to return to the meeting. I'm just bringing stuff back and forth between my two monitors. And on the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you're just going to end that meeting. End it for everyone, and you're done. And that is Zoom. Again, the reasons why I don't like Zoom is because what it's offering, what people are looking forward to using it for,
Uh-huh.
it's a bit complicated, and there's other platforms like StreamYard that does what Zoom does in a simpler format.
I get
And
it.
that's it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. This has been very insightful, informative, and I definitely enjoyed hearing more about C Ova, the man, the person. And thank you. So we can go ahead and wrap this up now. What are your final words?
My final words are simply this: there's different platforms out here that's going to give you the ability to create content. You just have to utilize those different platforms and be creative and and become a person of progression, true progression, and strive to create different things using what you have at your disposal with these different platforms and these different softwares. Content creation is about creation. You have to be able to create, and looking to change things up, looking to switch things up is a part about being a creative person. You have to be able to express that with yourself and share that with your subscribers and the people that view your content and your channel. And as far as the conversation when it comes to men, again, I stand by what I say, and I stand by the fact that any type of change comes from self first, and you have to look for that form of self improvement in order to obtain the change that you want. And if you can't get over your personal past and get over your quirks, then you'll never find true self improvement. And, traveling 10,000 miles, 100 miles, or whatever you want to do to cover up for the fact that you haven't addressed your core issues that you have, that you're dealing with, you'll never find that true level of progression, that true level of evolution that you seek.
Right on. Right on. Well, everyone, this has been another episode of Womb Conversations. I have definitely enjoyed the energy exchange between us, and I have definitely just enjoyed everything that you had to share. You really dropped some gems, and thank you for sharing information more also about Zen Mac and the Player Supreme. Gave us
Thank
something.
you.
You gave us something to go back and look into. And it's men like you that help keep people's legacy alive while also building your own. So kudos to you for that as
And the
well.
Player Supreme channel is the Real Men's channel. That's his channel.
This channel is the real, and it's still up and running, right?
Yep, the channel is still there.
Okay.
Um, it's still there. All his live streams are still there. And hold on, all his live stream. I'm sharing the channel right here. That's his channel in the chat room. The ZenMac Forums channel, and it's called Player Supreme. It's called the Real Men's channel.
Got it. That's what's up. Thank you. Well, thank you also for your final words. Once again, this has been Womb Conversations. We'll be back in the near future with other content creators and other awesome people. So kudos to you, Silva. Thank you once again. Much success, much continued success to you on your path. Wishing you nothing short of all the progression, peace, love, and happiness and prosperity that you can stand to have. Thank you. And everyone, thank you for coming through. Good night.
Good night.